August 11th, 2014. August 1st, CBS News morning. Just pay attention.
There are heroes. They really are, because there have been 100 healthcare workers who have been affected. 50 of them have died.
And just quickly,
50 out of 100 died.
Another treatment that this can be treated with antibiotics, not true?
Cannot be treated with antibiotics. There's no treatment right now. They're working on a vaccine that's going to be available in September for phase 1 trials, and then there's some other cocktails of drugs that they're going to try out.
All right. Dr. John LaPook, as always.
No treatment until the 15th. Then, that's on the 1st. Then, on the 5th, they bring in the second person. Okay? Now, just bear with me. With no treatment.
And that creates fear.
I've had a number of individuals who have either emailed me or come to me and said, "You have introduced the plague into the United States, and aren't you going to feel guilty when people start dropping in the streets from Ebola?"
When they say that to you, what's...
Okay, that was on... Now, just bear with me. Now, the very next day, the 6th, all of a sudden they tell you. So now they're bringing this stuff in. There's no cure. They say the Black Plague, whatever. Now, very next day, bunch of guys sitting around a bar in Russia, friends, decided 1 billion.
Trying to put together a better system. Basically, the problem we have now is that each individual site on the internet right now is managing their own security and managing their own credentials. What we need is a central repository where we can basically have everything stored in one place, so that you can have a much more strong security, biometric security, a more secure way of logging in there, so that it's stored in one place, so that you can have a much more strong security, biometric security, a more secure way of logging in there, so that it's more difficult for this information to get exposed. So long as it's scattered all across the internet, it's very easy for these attackers to go around the internet and gather massive information like this.
Biometrics ID, because they care about you and your security. Okay, now this is on the 10th. Now, what are the odds?
Iraqis, as they take the fight to these terrorists, there is no American military solution to the larger crisis in Iraq.
Senator Graham, are you saying we should go back to war in Iraq?
I'm saying that Iraq and Syria combined represent a direct threat to our homeland. The day the president raised his right hand to become president for a second time, his constitutional responsibility as commander-in-chief trumps any political promise.
Here we go.
What is going on in Washington when the FBI director, when the head of national intelligence, the CIA, the Homeland Security Secretary tells every member of Congress, including the president, we're about to be attacked in a serious way because the threat emanating from Syria and Iraq? His responsibility as president is to defend this nation. If he does not go on the offensive against ISIS, ISIL, whatever you want to call these guys, they are coming here. This is just not about Baghdad. This is just not about Syria. It is about our homeland. And if we get attacked because he has no strategy to protect us, then he will have committed a blunder for the ages.
What?
It's just not about Syria. It is about our homeland. And if we get attacked because he has no strategy to protect us, then he will have committed a blunder for the ages.
But, President Obama likes to say, what happens next?
But he didn't hear one thing that dude just told you. He just announced. Now, announcement of New World Order. Okay? Just bear with me. 1981, Henry Kissinger, Club of Rome, depopulation, the best way to do it is through Africa and the Black Death, the plague. It's in my first video, proof that 1974, Henry Kissinger, to your presidents, the CIA, Department of State, all the same people that this guy just talked about. And then with our president, just this last month, talked about a new world order. And so it has the vice president. So with that in mind, the biometrics ID, because they suddenly care about our passwords and our health care. Revelation 13, written 2,000 years ago. You want to put a chip in your hand that you cannot buy or sell, because if you have Ebola everywhere, you're getting attacked. The following of the United States of America as we know it, and its number is 666. Okay? Now, people, I'm not saying this in fear, but what they did was they just announced it to you online because it is a manifestation of energy, and it's what they do. Now, 666. Okay? There's your New World Order. Okay? These are the people that run. Now, what are the odds? The election, after the election day in Illinois, after Obama was elected the first time, pick 3 numbers were 666. Then when the Pope announced with the white smoke in the Vatican on this date, the 3/13, suddenly at 66 minutes past 6 p.m. That's not, they do that on purpose. Then on the November 23rd, 2013, this man says that they want to take particular attention to the poor. Then, same exact day, on the 23rd, is that me or is that the work of God telling us what's going on? These people have an agenda, and it's not because they care about you. People, do not let them, no matter what happens in this country, because they plan to make it fall. In order for this New World Order to happen, America has to fall. Do not take a chip in your hand, no matter how hungry, thirsty, whatever. Isaiah 59, 2,000 years ago, they all lie. They. Who is they? They. People, give your life to Jesus Christ. I'm not saying this in fear, but this is all coming to truth. And no matter what your faith is, if all you care about is working and being a good person, when everything is gone and it's all about you and standing before your Maker, then what are you going to say? Start falling in love with Jesus Christ. Call upon Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, because He wants your heart and your soul.